I think we're on.
All being recorded. Live.
Yeah.
I didn't send these out, sent these out.
I wondered if you had some literature.
Yeah. Pass it around. Okay.
This one might be yours.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just pick it up. Let's know where we're at. Okay, Chris, have at it.
Ready to call this meeting to order?
Yep.
We'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. Roll call. Morgan, yes. Bridge, yes. Hill, yes. Smith, yes. Donovan, not yet. Yes, yes, yes. We got Bill
You got an extra one of these?
and Mike.
Say that section.
Okay, somebody here. Okay. Look at the minutes, I guess. Okay, made it. Steven? You want to introduce yourself to, I don't know if you know all these guys or not.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Stephen McGee. I am the Conservation Resource Technician for the Vermillion County Soil and Water Conservation District.
Okay.
Worked here about a year.
So you need a motion.
There's one typo I see.
Okay.
4F, the Army Corps, CORP.
Oh, P. Okay. I'll correct that.
That's what I see.
Yeah, I'll move it this far.
Looks right to me, I'll motion to approve it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Your pass.
Aye.
Oh, aye.
All in
All in
favor?
favor, I forgot, my
Well, the next topic is old business. The drainage ordinance was adopted by the commissioners at the last meeting. So the way we had it, the way we presented it, was approved. It's been recorded, and it's uploaded on the surveyor's website. So it's available to anybody that needs it. And I did send out a kind of a little public notice on social media that tell people that it passed. And, you know, for most people, there's a lot of engineering that won't apply to 99% of the people. The only thing that would apply would be mostly the culverts, having to have a base under before you throw a pipe in the ground. At the surveyors conference, there was 2 suggestions for ordinances, which we can add next year. Probably ought to let the ink on this one dry a little bit before we go. But one of them was that the discharging of tiles should be metal or non-flammable for 20 feet from the end. And the reason say that's important is because with all the brush fires we had last year, a lot of tile got melted. I mean, it caught on fire and burnt way back up underneath there and plugged the tile up. So that was one of them.
For 50 feet, they said?
20 feet.
20 feet.
And the other one was, and I don't know, this might affect some of you guys now, no recycled consumer plastic tile. They say that when they recycle the plastic, they do not do a good job of cleaning the glue off the bottles and the labels out of the mess. And so when that tile is exposed to sunlight, it deteriorates really, really quick. So like you guys get big rolls of tile, and you have them for several months sometimes before you get them in the ground. They say that tile is very, very likely to fail, you know, before regular processed plastic.
In what instances is this regarding? In what instances is this regarding, and where, in what scenario?
Well, a field tile, any kind of plastic tile.
Yeah, but are you just saying the outlets that drain into to a county ditch?
Oh, no, the outlets is for any tile that
Right,
drains
but
into
my
a ditch
point
or
is,
a creek or whatever.
You're not gonna put a stipulation on what we put, like, unless, we can only put a stipulation on what maybe goes in a county maintained ditch. Past that, it don't matter. Recycled or non-recycled.
Huh?
Did they say where the data came from?
Like, if you didn't want a recycled plastic outlet, I might go on with that, but I'm not gonna put anything on there.
I mean, I can see all these virgin tile companies being like, oh, you need to put this in your ordinance.
Yeah, well, and that was their suggestion, and so that's something we can talk about. We don't have to put it in
I
there.
don't know about that.
But the discharge in, you know, they were pretty solid on that because of fires. And then they said the other thing that they're seeing and they're suggesting that for drainage boards to put in their ordinances or whatever is to avoid the plastic recycle. Consumer was the key word.
Oh, okay.
Recycled plastic
I'm
tile.
with you. I was gonna say.
Well, that may be the case, I
And
don't know.
consumer tile. But that was mainly it. So if it's recycled from something else, you know, it's probably okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was.
Well, it depends on who
thinking.
recycles it. The manufacturer I have has a patent on his own form of recycling, so
Yeah.
he has his own.
Yeah.
So I know he sells Fratco recycled resin.
As far as the ordinance then,
No,
I
they
mean, I
have
know
virgin
it
resin.
went through some other steps for review. Was there any other changes that were made, or they
No.
went with what we?
They went, yeah, Barb at JPC, her whole career was doing contract work. She had us change some wording around just a little bit. It didn't change anything. It just him instead of her or it instead of that, you know, that kind of stuff. So we corrected that from a grammar perspective. And then when I took it to the APC, they said, well, we really don't need to act on it, but we will say that we have reviewed it. And then they insisted that we put it on the county website for at least a month, see if there's any comments that other people would like to, for us to considered before it got enacted. That's what we did, and it went through. So, okay. Like I was instructed, I contacted DES for the quotes for the Rouse drain and for redesigning the drainage there at the AC drain and the watershed for the Rouse drain. His price come back way high. So, I was instructed, if that's the case, if it exceeds the $5,000, send out for quotes. So I sent it out to 6 companies. I got a response from 3. Then your company didn't respond for whatever reason, but no big deal. Probably got
Our
buried.
survey crew's not real big, so.
Okay, okay. Well, anyway,
They're busy doing buildings and stuff like that.
so Susan Bodkin, which she's been real involved with the Surveyors Association for many years, she was the Hancock County surveyor for 20-some years, and then she left there to go to work for Burke Engineering. She called me, and she said that they didn't want to quote on this because the way they do things, she knew it was going to be way, way high, and there wasn't any sense doing it. So I said, okay, at least we know that you looked at it. So, but she wants us to submit requests for quotes to them in the future for other things. So, the only 2 I got back was DES again and one from HWC. And I did not open them, I did not read them, and Paul Hammond is my witness. So, the first one on the agenda is, the Thomas Hood to redesign, see if they could come up with a design for that marsh to get rid of the standing water. And so, I make everything so. D-Rouse, Thomas Hood, okay, this is it. There's, they like to send all this stuff. I didn't even.
We have a marketing department.
Yeah.
They like to say they earn their money.
Okay, so I said, well, what we want is a design first. If you guys like the design, then we'll take care of the bidding and all that other kind of stuff. So, design plans for the earning pile regulated drain. Doing the survey, 2,500. Hydraulic analysis, 3,000. Construction plan, they put in construction and permitting, 9,750. So theirs was $15,250. It's HWC, that's Eric Smith. Clinton, for you guys, Eric, don't you?
He came from the earlier meeting.
Yeah, okay. So I don't want to look at this one yet. And then DES, this is it. I guess maybe I did open it. First, this is for the D route, this is for the Rouse drain. I don't want that one yet. This is for the retaining wall. Don't think he should. Maybe he did send one. Or the other. What is this one here? This is the same thing. Rouse drain. It's the same thing he mailed to me. But they did not quote. They did not quote
I don't know either.
the,
So what do you mean when you talk about redesign of marsh?
well, trying to get that marsh so it'll drain.
Where were we?
The driveway there at AC Drain.
Oh.
We cleaned all the cattails out
yeah,
and
yeah,
sprayed.
yeah. All right, now I'm on the same.
So we get
I was
the-
thinking of the north, my brain was all the way.
Okay, no,
Raleigh-Sburg side.
no, we're not the Raleigh.
I didn't think so, but I was making
So that water will go on through there and not set in the pond?
I don't know, does it need it? I haven't been by there.
Well,
No water in it today.
There's no water in there, no.
there's not, and I don't, I mean, it hasn't changed since the original design,
No.
so I don't really know. I mean, I have a hard time signing up to spend money on something that's, I don't know what it's hurting. I mean, we're
Well, the idea
managing the
was-
cattails and we're
Yeah.
managing the varmints. I really don't know what else that matters. I mean, they've got a pond that transitions into that other little
Yeah,
marsh, I guess you call it, and then
yeah.
goes down that waterway, but,
The idea was to keep it drained so it, you know, cattails don't come back and they can mow it and maintain it and,
at whose request? I mean, where'd that idea even come from?
well, I guess me. Then get rid of, keep the mosquitoes out.
Yeah, but you're gonna get mosquitoes from the pond. The pond's 20 feet from the marsh. So, I don't know, I kinda got a problem with that. I mean, I really don't know that. I don't really see the.
But now that it's all cleaned out, do we need to go back in there and seed it? With something?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is there.
Because my thought was just narrow it down and get it into that drain off the pond and get it so it can be mowed and maintained and.
I mean, I really don't know why that was. I assume that was just overflow. I mean, it goes into the pond, the retention pond, and then it.
Well, I think
overflows
it comes,
into that.
I think it comes from them culverts, doesn't it? Underneath the driveway, there's 4 culverts there.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, eventually,
Then it hits the discharge of that pond and goes underneath 71.
I don't know, I guess I need to study that a little harder.
Okay.
Shame on me for not doing it, I knew it was on the agenda, but I really didn't know where that came from or what that was all about, so I
Yeah.
really didn't know what.
Well, look, you know, since we went ahead and cleaned them cattails up, you know, got it all cleaned out, we needed to do something with it so the water wouldn't stand in there anymore.
I don't know. I just hate to see spending a bunch of the money out of the funds that we may need for something else
Yeah.
going forward for rectifying a problem that's not really a problem. I mean, I get the cattails and the muskrats and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you wanna keep that going, but I don't know about that myself. I mean, I'm just one person, but
Well, we can table it. Whatever you guys want to do. If you want to take a look at it first, whatever.
Has there been water standing, like will the water not go from the pond, from the
Yeah,
retention?
there's been
pond?
water, I've seen water in there.
But now that it's dug out, it might not be. If the cattails are gone, I don't know. I'm just
We're,
thinking out loud. It's not a high flow area, and it
No.
really only flows when you have a big rain. How many of those have we had?
yeah,
It's the beginning of it essentially, right?
yes, on that end of it, yes.
in my mind though, I mean, short of redoing that whole thing, it's not gonna go away unless,
It might be,
provided it can get under the highway and get over onto Jim Hess's side, then it's essentially a waterway
Right.
that goes across his farm to the ditch. I
and
mean,
maybe it's just as simple as we just make a grass waterway through there.
That's about all you can do.
We just reshape it
For what you're out
to the
there.
grass waterway.
yeah, I mean, short of re-engineering it,
That way it could be mowed.
digging a
Spending
big,
too much.
But-
digging a big waterway.
But whatever we do, it's gotta have an engineer's
Right.
approved.
No,
stamp
I
on
get
it.
that, if we do something, I just don't really know that.
Are we sure that Cargill engineers didn't engineer it this way to start with?
Well, that's my question, I mean, why was that?
I mean, I don't know.
Why was
Why
that
was
there
it there
to
to
begin
begin
with?
with?
Yeah, and somebody has a reason, I don't, because it's
No, I
not my
don't have a
pay grade,
reason,
but
but-
if somebody can explain it to me, then we can go along with
I
it.
don't have, I mean, I don't have that information.
I don't.
No, I know.
Do you wanna table it? Let me do some more digging.
I say we do for now and see, I mean, maybe reach out to Cameron or somebody and see if we can,
He's got those plans, I guarantee it. Well, I mean, somebody
Somebody's
got
somewhere
those.
at Agrax or Cargill or AC Grain, one of the three's got it.
And did they buy that little piece next to it the other day?
Yeah.
So,
About half of
if they bought some of it, there's probably gonna be more construction, why do we need to do this before they?
well, that was my next thing is, I don't know what the purpose of that was.
I don't either, that's why I was bringing it up.
That is a,
Potentially, at some point, they bought it
Yeah.
for expansion.
But, which side, where is it?
The south side.
South side.
south side of the drive.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Shirley's ground between there and Nutrient.
I did not know that. Well, then we probably shouldn't do anything.
I don't know for certain
And
how that's
just
gonna
recent.
be
That's
divided.
been since last meeting.
That's been since last meeting.
Yeah,
So you had to
but I
change.
have, I mean, it's my understanding that it's gonna be divided somehow between Nutrient and Cargill.
Yeah.
See, I thought they were gonna go to the east at one time.
Well,
They
They
talked
might have
about it.
tried, but
Talked
might not
about
have
it.
succeeded.
The price point was a little higher than they wanted to spend.
I mean,
You think John's a little greedy, do you?
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen there, but.
Well,
I
then,
mean,
if there's something in the air, we shouldn't even be looking at it.
I don't see, I mean, I
It
just have a
doesn't-
hard
yeah.
time thinking that that's,
There could be more to it.
Why don't we table it till we can talk to them?
I mean. the
I mean, they don't
reality-
have, they have no current plans today,
No.
but.
No, but, I mean,
Well,
they're,
it's stupid to go out and, you know, if you guys agree, it's stupid to go out and spend 15 grand to get something designed.
Right.
And then go hire a contractor to do it, and
And then
then
they tear it up.
this time next year,
Bingo.
it's not gonna be good.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that, I don't think that's a good idea myself.
I
think
agree.
We need to just
Okay.
ride it out for a while.
What, can we have a vote on that, so I can make sure it's legal?
I make the motion, we table the discussion for 6 months.
Okay.
I'll second
And
All in favor?
table,
that.
6 months. And Tyler, you seconded it?
Yep.
Second. Okay, good deal. That's one less thing I
Yeah,
gotta do.
yeah. It just- Well, it was one originally we thought about, but then a lot of things have changed since.
Yes,
it's been
see,
brought up,
okay.
And it just happened.
So, request for quote to determine the watershed, at, Rouse Drain. This is Thomas Hood. Okay, so that's watershed for Rouse Drain. Okay, DES complete, total cost to complete task, $7,200. And he did call me and tell me the reason he did that is because they have to go out of state and they have to cross that state line. And there might be some issues there. HWC, what do I do with HWC's? Other,
I think it's right here, is it? Underneath that, maybe?
were they together?
I think, no.
I thought you flipped it upside
I
down.
thought you flipped it upside
Is it
down.
Oh,
this
yeah,
one
that's
right
that
there?
right there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hanging on my desk looks the way it does. Okay. No, this is the corner. Watersheds, okay. HWC, for watershed and design phases. Oh, task 1 and 2, if retaining wall is not replaced. So I don't So watershed boundary establishment and parcel table, $5,500. That's what theirs was, lump sum, $5,500.
Whose was the first one you read, Ron?
DES.
DES, yeah. The model,
They're out of
actually,
Illinois?
They're out of.
they're out of Crawfordsville, but Roger called me and says, hey, mine is gonna, I'm gonna make it a little high because we have to go outside of the state of Indiana and determine property lines and all that kind of stuff.
So they'll have to hire somebody that's
Well, they
licensed in
might,
Illinois.
yeah. Does HWC have people in Illinois?
Probably.
Okay, so there's this 5,500 and DES is 7,200. So we need to vote on that.
So we don't have to go with all the things.
No,
they
because
want. They're just going
this
separate
one
stuff.
here is redesign plans for the
Oh,
retaining wall.
got it.
Which that's the next one we have to decide on.
Which HWC did the work for us when we were dealing with Cayuga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I got no problem with either one of them, I mean, as far as getting quality of work and what they can do, so.
Yeah, I mean, all they're doing is surveying and stuff, so.
But we have to have an accurate watershed and exact acreage of each parcel if we take it to the next step
Right.
and actually start looking at assessments and all that kind of stuff. It has to be dead on. I can get close with GIS, but it wouldn't stand up in court. We need an engineer to do that.
Well, I guess we gotta go with the cheaper one then.
Was it made clear to them that the watershed's gonna go into Illinois as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their main office is a little closer to state line, so they
Yeah.
probably have fair.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make
would
sure,
hope
just
they
wanted to
would
make sure
be
they
fair.
knew.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of surprised that's a big deal for Roger too, but evidently. it
Well,
is. I mean,
Roger got tied up with this big mess up in Fountain County. Fountain County has no standards of any type. They passed that ordinance that lets it 6,000 acres of solar panels go in, and they had nobody to oversee the project. So they're paying Roger big bucks to do that. And when you add on the subdivision that's on the northeast side of Covington, he has to oversee all that. And that's, I think his plate's full, so I think maybe that's required.
It
I mean,
happens.
I don't know, I mean, I'm just guessing, but I know he has a full,
It happens.
so, but we'll need a motion to accept whichever one you guys want. And these are requests for quotes, so we can take a higher one if we want to. If you feel like one guy can do, like if you felt like Roger could, like DES could do a better job than
Okay, with either
HWC.
one, I'd say go with the cheaper one.
I was gonna say, I've seen them both, don't
We've
really
seen
have a
both of them.
preference, so I don't see why
Well,
the cheaper one would be
okay.
the better one. I'll make a motion to approve that HWC.
Good watershed. Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Uh,
Watershed, one.
And so, do they just do a watershed inventory for that particular drain,
Yes.
that area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it'd be like a sub-watershed, so like a really small area?
Well,
Because I know the bigger watersheds in the area.
It's-
but-
How many acres was it? It was,
Okay,
600?
okay, yes,
For
okay.
everything that just goes into that particular drain.
Okay.
I think, I can't remember what the acreage is now. Seems like
problem
it's
with
about
this one
200
is
acres
there's
over in Illinois
water
though.
coming across.
Yeah,
and
it's
dumping
coming
it.
from Illinois.
It's not just Illinois water, it's Illinois water, and it's coming off industrial places, right?
And,
Yeah.
and the interstate,
The interstate.
okay. And the thought process is if we get this, it's on the books as a regulated drain, public drain. But they never set up, when the laws changed in the 60s, they never set up the watershed in the assessments. Okay, so if they need something fixed, as it now stands, they can come over to the county and say, hey, you gotta fix this, and the county's out. But now, if we get reestablished as a regulated drain, that's also in the TIF district. So when money comes from that TIF district, then we have a shot at getting some of that money, and we also, because it's established and we have an account established as a regulated drain, then we can also start going up some grant money. So there's, you know, you have 3 law degrees to understand some of this stuff. That's the way it is. Okay, so HWC. Okay. Okay, now with and I was hoping RJ'd be here. Now we're looking at redesigning or coming up with a remedy for the retaining wall at 300 west, 1500 north, right there in front of Wilson's house. So if you add, okay, design plans at County Road 300 west and 1500 north. Survey, they got 2,500, hydraulic 5,000, design plans, which includes a retaining wall design is 17,500, so that's 25,000, right? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, between.
Total task 1 and 2 bring,
Minus 55%.
okay, now total task 1 and 2. Oh, that's 1 and 2. Okay. That's 25,000, that's what you come up with?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
25K, okay? And I'm gonna tell you that both these guys, just talking to them, both of them are gonna suggest we run a main tile on the, I gotta get my directions,
South side of the house.
west, well, yeah, southwest side of the house, cut across the field.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding. That's what I've been saying.
And
Generation.
Wilson's fighting it, he doesn't want.
Well, I'm gonna fight a retaining wall, because I don't think the county or the drainage board should build a retaining wall on
And-
someone else's property unless.
And I think, well,
There, I
And
mean,
it's not falling in at this point.
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
It's,
but if
it
you would
needs
go
to
around
work,
it with
but it's
proper
old.
drain, that it would
It's
last
old.
longer than a retaining wall, you wouldn't have as much water going through there. The problem is, he won't let water go around his house, and then wants to know why water sits in front of him.
yeah, but, you know, depending on what we do, we're either gonna put more water down that ditch, or if we do, I mean, the retaining wall, it's washed out underneath it, it's gotta be fixed. And I was hoping that we could get because it's gonna take such a long time to go through the process of reestablishing this as a regulated drain, that we could get the commissioners to kick in on it too. And because right now, it's part of the county road issue. It's gonna get up into the,
well, when that falls, nothing's done, the
Yeah.
road's gonna follow right behind
Yeah,
it.
you're right, you're right.
And
It's there to hold the road up.
Yeah.
so and I was hoping RJ would be here.
But fixing the retaining wall won't fix the water problem.
No, it won't fix the
Because
water problem.
that alone, I know everybody thinks water disappears on the surface and just magically soaks in the ground and goes away, but you need a good combination of the two.
It's gotta go somewhere.
You gotta add some subsurface with that surface, and you will have a nice working system.
Anyway, Rogers at the intersection, south corner, retaining wall for the roadway being undercut by water flow, beginning. Cost of redesigning the project should include correcting restrictions of flow downstream as well. DS will perform topo data, get a model for watershed, redesign the retaining wall, $15,315. So you got
15,350?
yeah, 15,315.
15.
315. And HWC was at 25K.
But this is not the work to get it done, this is just to come up with
It's
a
just
plan to
another
do it.
Come up with a plan to get it done and have it in there, put their stamp on it.
I know, that's what I get so frustrated about.
Yeah.
That's too much money for just ideas.
So we're having one of them design the watershed and then the other one design
Well, no, the other one's just measuring the watershed.
just
One's just
measuring the water-
defining
what the
property
watershed is.
owners are and
You
the acreage of
actually
each
Acre
property
by
owner.
acre.
Yeah.
for the purpose of assessments and all that stuff.
Okay,
This is in the watershed, it's just kind of an add-on.
so will we get, how would the other one know exactly how much water is gonna go through there if the other one established the watershed?
He just, all he did is measuring the acreage,
Okay.
that's all.
He's doing a hydraulic study. For the second one, they have to do a hydraulic study to size the ditch.
Right.
Or the the pressures on the retaining wall and everything else.
Yeah.
So they don't need to know the first bit of information to get the second part done?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's what I was asking.
They're really two separate things, got
Okay.
quoted on the same.
It was on the same paper, so that's why I was
Yeah,
making sure.
well, that's just what it's.
Yeah.
Dan,
It's
you
on, it's
went and
itemized.
looked at it. I
So
mean,
what do you think, Dan, is that? are
Is
those
it
figures
fixable as is?
Realistic?
If you wanna write it down and me say it out loud, I can do that too.
I mean, anything's fixable, it's a matter of how much you wanna pay the money and how much you wanna spend in right of way. The problem is, to fix it, you're gonna have to get right of way, and you're gonna go into that Mr. Wilson's yard, which, will that happen? I don't know. Listen, talking up there, I don't know if he's willing to.
Everybody I've talked to, well, both these guys already said, that told me, unofficially,
And-
the real remedy is to tile across that field.
And if you're going to fill it in and tile it where it's at, you're going to have to oversize it so big, it's gonna be larger, we're not gonna be able to outflow it, that's what I'm trying to say.
He's gonna lose that tree on his corner, and then we gotta make the other 90-degree turn to get it back
I
underneath
know.
300 west.
And when I was out there and I was talking to him unofficially, I was just looking at,
Yeah.
I thought maybe we could put 245s in it, but that was gonna be moving the pipe, 20 feet into his yard with 245s, and then we'd really have to line the ditches, because hydraulically, you're gonna really mess things up. But he didn't like that idea, he didn't like anything getting closer to him. So, and then I know then you came, I met you out there when everybody was out there, and everybody was talking about moving it on the other side of the house, which, to me, that, you could do an open ditch that way then,
Yeah.
but somebody's gonna have to buy the right of way.
And I don't know.
Does he own all that ground south of him?
Well, it's his lot, isn't
lot,
it?
yes.
Carruthers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So all that farm ground is theirs
Pretty
too.
much, there's a tiny
So you'd have to
little
get,
bit on it.
permission from them to do that.
So I mean,
And the county probably is not gonna do anything until it falls down and impacts the roadway.
well, RJ says he wants to get in front of it,
Well, yeah, he also,
so
he likes projects.
You
we don't know what to do until we come up.
I thought
with a
when we
plan.
were all out there, we all kind of decided that, first we gotta decide if we can even drain it, if there's not a problem farther downstream on the other side of the bridge and everything else.
There is. Between the steel bridge and
And the railroad
And
track,
Coal Creek.
it's gotta be,
Yeah.
it's gotta be
And the
cleaned
railroad.
out.
And then it goes underneath CSX, doesn't it?
No, CSX, it crosses over CSX into
CSX brings
that.
it into the other, into that.
yeah,
Okay.
the top side of the
Okay.
people, yeah, that were here the last meeting, comes around them and they meet up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's why I was questioning, because this drains in the same place I was questioning, that technically they were calling the creek or whatever, and that's what I was saying, why are we
Well,
maintaining it?
technically, the creek doesn't start till
until you get south of
down,
west.
down to the railroad, and everything comes together then.
Right, but what I'm saying is everything south of the railroad is where the problem is, and that's where all the water north of the railroad is where everyone's having problems, but the south of the railroad doesn't have enough open ditch
Capacity.
to send it.
We know we have to clean that out, that's a given.
Neither one of these proposals involve any shovel work, so.
No,
Strictly-
I wish.
This is just engineering.
Engineering, coming up with a
I didn't
remedy.
see equipment in this.
No, no,
Not yet.
sir, you are right on, you are spot on.
But the idea was, we gotta have a plan, we gotta know what we
I
want to
thought
do.
we were gonna have some survey shots down that drain taken. Wasn't somebody gonna do that, or was that included in this?
That's included in this.
Okay. Can we just have that done? Can we do it piecemeal? And so we could at least get an idea if anything can be feasibly done without
There you go.
Well,
If you
digging
don't
a
have
ditch.
grade, you don't have grade.
digging a ditch all the way down to,
Yeah, I suppose it could.
32.
We're gonna have to hire somebody to do it, shoot it.
I mean, is that, can we piecemeal it out, I guess. Was that an option on any of their bids?
There was an option on from HWC to do the survey and the hydraulic analysis together, it would've been $7,500. I mean, yeah, that's step one, no matter what you do.
I agree with Dan, though. I mean, I'm not trying to be the naysayer on every project here, but we're gonna spend a lot of money, and if we don't have an outlet for grade,
What do you do with it? Like,
it doesn't matter. I
No,
mean,
I don't
we
think we
have
have
to
to
get
lift
rid of
pumps
the
in,
water downstream first. Water's always gonna go
It's
downhill.
gonna go downhill.
I mean,
Any project I do, I start at the bottom and work up.
yeah.
Well,
That's pretty much, I mean, I know he's the
So-
one screaming the loudest, and I get the retaining wall's a problem, but the reality is, it's on the top end.
Well, I think he's upset more because of the flooding in his house, you know.
yeah,
He said it's happened twice since he's lived there or something like that.
yeah.
hold on, so he gets mad that it floods, but he's also not willing to
Put in a pipe behind
tile
his house,
in his
that
yard?
way he could
Well,
keep
it's
the
the
water
field
out.
behind him, it's not really his house. But,
Well, it got up in his garage, he told me.
oh yeah, well, I thought it got up in his house at one time.
I don't know.
I
Did it
thought he
get in
told
his
me
house?
that.
I don't think it got in his house, I know it got in his garage.
Okay.
No, it got in his
I
garage.
thought he told me it got in the house.
It's got to the doorway of Brandon's shop.
It'll
Yeah, I
increase
knew
the
that.
value of his farm and give him an
Yeah,
outlet.
he said that
Well,
when we were out
It's
there.
that's
like
what I told
120 acres, I mean, you give him an outlet.
That's
to-
a place to tile
to
and
pattern and
field.
shoot, I mean, but whatever.
Well, what, I mean, you
Bad
want
lands
me,
farms for him.
do you want me to go back to these two guys and say, hey, look, we wanna hold off on the retaining wall until we, and ask them to
Yeah.
shoot us a price for, shooting a grade and,
I get RJ's point of trying to get ahead of the retaining wall problem, because, I mean, obviously, he doesn't want to lose the road, I get that.
But the moral of the
but
story
what's
is we can't get the
fixing-
water away.
No, I mean.
We don't
Nothing
know.
you can fix north of 300, or west of 300 is going to,
But any fix that's done there is gonna require right away. I cannot see any, the conversation I had with Mr. Wilson was that he didn't want that to happen, any additional right away.
well, it
for
makes the
bids.
decision pretty easy then, nothing, you don't have to, we'll do everything around it. Let it be.
but.
You gotta play ball.
Then that doesn't alleviate the problem that Mike and the other people are having
Right.
Right.
with the water coming from Illinois.
No, it don't.
But we have to get ahead of, that's why I like the idea of going ahead with the $5,500, because we have to get ahead of that and start that process, so we can get that legally defined as a legal drain.
If we,
So you, and hold off on the retaining wall until we get that information? The retaining wall and the.
I don't know that information
I don't
is
think,
gonna
I
gain us
don't think it's
anything.
gonna gain us anything, I'm just saying, we gotta get that done so we can get this, so we can hold off and have a leg to stand on if additional development happens over there in Illinois and more water's coming this way. We have to get this legal drain set up.
Okay.
So we have a leg to stand on, said, well, hold off, you're gonna have to retain it and slowly give it to us. We're not gonna allow you just to dump everything into us.
and that's what Illinois is.
I mean, I think that's the critical, I think Dan's right, that's the critical point, if they're saying they're gonna do more development, which they say they're going to. So I'm on board with that 100%, I understand that, but
I think we're getting the cart before the horse with this retaining wall. Unless the retaining wall falls in. And then we got an emergency that we gotta have to deal with, but more or less, there'll be,
Until that time
there'll
goes to the
be,
county,
there'll
don't
probably be
blow
grants
us.
available for that. There'll probably be grants available for that. That would probably be a flooding event that causes that.
So you wanna just
I think we need to table the retaining wall.
I do too.
and so, okay.
But if something wants to come up and we need to decide if we can get it to drain, that would help us in deciding all this
So
stuff.
you wanna get we've already decided we're gonna do the watershed.
Yep.
Get that done.
If we could get the outflow of the
And then-
end of the legal drain, that could
And then
give
come
us.
back and do a survey of the.
That could help us out with a lot of different
of the
information down
ditch
the road.
From the railroad
Back up.
back west.
Yeah.
Wherever the creek
But
starts.
we have to have
Okay.
the outflow of the end of the legal drain.
Okay,
If we could get that elevation established,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we can't do
300
something
to-
south of it if we have to, but that's gonna require other permitting issues and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But if we could somehow find out what that elevation is at that outflow, that would probably help us out.
Well, and I'll tell you what.
They
uh,
should.
Really, if they want our business, you'd think they'd give it to us.
If
Well,
the,
and not just that, I mean,
but I
it
think
doesn't
that,
have to be exact.
I
mean,
think
they
the
have to go
commissioners
LiDAR
are-
and give us a rough idea.
I think the commissioners are probably gonna sign agreement with RQAW as on an on-call basis
We could do that.
as engineering, and maybe we could get the,
I know.
commissioners to pay for that.
RJ asked me if I was interested in doing that on the side, and I told him, I kind of him and all a little bit. I don't think I'm at that stage of my career, I'm ready to do that.
But your company
My company could do
could
that.
do that if they sign that
Yeah,
agreement.
he told me that he had a pot of funds that was available for professional services.
Okay. Okay. So we probably need to have a vote to table it.
I make the motion, we table
Okay.
the retaining wall
Retaining wall
discussion
project, okay?
until, I guess, just keep it on the old business, I guess, agenda.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
Okay, Kurt?
All in favor?
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know how we go about who to talk to about that.
Well,
I mean,
I'll talk to RJ, see about getting,
Well, I'm talking about at the bottom end, to get something established to figure out.
well, that's
So
all.
we would know
I'm gonna-
what we're shooting.
I'll talk
at.
to RJ.
And then we could get,
See
when
if
they
the
do that, they
commissioners
could give us a shot right there in the center of that retaining wall.
Yeah,
And then a saw at the state line,
What if,
and at least then we'd have some
I mean-
data to go by. Everything flows downhill. Well, it's
I'll talk
supposed
to
to.
RJ.
What
see
if
he-
it does?
and if
Depends on how fast they
RJ,
let
I
us
mean,
get that.
if they're not willing to do it, then I say we talk to Brent, and say, while you're establishing this and going through that stuff, can you get us?
I can, yeah,
I mean,
ask
because
him.
what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be exact, we just need I mean, they should be able to LiDAR that and get us close
Yeah.
enough
You
to
just
at
matter
least
of
know if
And I-
somebody
we're,
I
walking
think
down there and
Roger
getting it.
would probably do it too.
I mean, just to get us,
Yeah.
we gotta get an established grade to understand what
Okay.
to do going backwards.
I agree, I agree.
I mean, that's, at the end of the day, if we don't have that, we don't have anything, in
Okay.
my mind.
Yeah, I mean, if it has
Because
to
it
be
can
on
be
top of the
done,
ground.
to
that's
me-
fine.
But even if we don't have that, we can still control the water coming into the
Yes.
drain.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And that's
But we
what,
damn sure don't want any more going in.
and that's what our drainage ordinance will do, that we can dictate, as soon as that water hits, you have to put a retention pond in somewhere, and you have to hold it and let it out so slowly,
At a set rate.
yes. So,
That's my opinion.
okay. Everybody's agree with that, voted on that, right?
I think so.
Okay,
Vote again if I have to.
good, now I know how you want me to go. All right, I think I told you that due to personnel changes and stuff in the, in the auditor's office, the assessments for the armor mortgage grade didn't get entered last year. They did get that done, it will be on the spring of 26.
You're talking about the other one.
Yeah, the one up at, yeah, Armor Morgan Drain. That little problem got fixed. We're good there.
Okay.
So it'll be on spring of 26.
Right. The commissioners, gave me permission, and I did write a letter. If you remember, we talked about trying to find out where utilities lay. The only one that we really have, any claim to is joint. because Joint took our grant money and put these fiber optic lines in. The county was supposed to have had an internet committee meeting and telling Joint, hey, we want you to go here, we want you to go there. They never met, so Joint went wherever they wanted to go. And so they went to Perrysville, that already had 2 or 3 other internet providers, you know. They went to Cayuga.
I
They had
didn't
to-
have it, I was glad they went through there.
Yeah, well, I
got
know,
it.
that's you. But anyway, they did use our grant money to do all this installation, so we do have a right to ask them for a KMC file, and which will be uploaded onto the GIS. So it'll be available to anybody that needs it. The only other report, we did get the final spraying of the marsh and AC drain done, and spraying's done on the Dana ditch, and all those bills are paid. The only bill that I have outstanding is the engineering and the development of the drainage standards, the ordinance. I told Roger not to bill us until we knew it was gonna get passed, and we were all done with his services to make sure everything's taken care of. So we'll have that bill coming in probably in the next couple of weeks. And we do have money in our drainage board in professional services engineering. We got 26 grand in there. And for some reason that nobody in the world could figure out, we also have, I have $2,900 for professional services, engineering services in the surveyor's budget that I could transfer over there if we need it. So we've got money to pay Roger for that. I think, if I remember right, his quote was $6 grand, wasn't it? Around 6 grand, did you write that? Okay.
I think it was close to.
So that's covered. New business. We're trying to look at developing an ordinance that says nothing more than if you have a well drilled, whatever reports and files you have to send to DNR, send a copy to our county health department. The reason we're looking at this is, like, if you go to Eugene, you've got wells on top of septic systems, on top of wells, and all the drinking water out of the wells in Eugene is, you can't drink it, it's just filthy. But the health department, who goes out and approves where the septic systems go and can go, they don't have any record of where those wells are in relation to where that is. So we're hoping to start building a database that says,
So
okay.
then why have anyone tell you where to put it?
When they submit the paperwork to get a septic system put in, why aren't they doing any study of where the wells are? And including that in that statement?
I don't know.
I thought they required that.
Well, I thought they did when I built my house, but
I thought they,
I had a guy-
I thought when I built my house, I thought they said closest wells here, 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 septic system over here.
yeah.
I-
But they don't have that in a separate database that has a record.
Well, I
of
thought
it.
that.
They have,
You have to hire somebody to submit the paperwork to turn into the
Right.
health department. And I thought that was part of their services. They went out and found the wells and then noted it on their map that
Well,
they turned into the health
For
department.
the application and the inspection, they have to know that. But there's no record, that's for that
Well,
parcel.
there's no record of all the wells, no.
No.
everybody-
And that's the reason why we was looking at an ordinance that just says, hey, you're gonna send all this paperwork to DNR that registers the well, send a copy to the health department so they can map it. Do nothing more than map it. We don't care if it passes, if it fails, if you dug a well, we just wanna know that it's there. So 2 generations from now, if that property sells, somebody knows that there's a well there, septic system's here. It's just a,
I think the system with the septic systems need to have an amendment that they say that they find out where the wells are at.
yeah. But like when the deputy,
So we're saying we should throw it on to the people getting the wells drilled, that they
they
record.
do it anyway.
Okay.
They have to do it anyway by law.
And then they give that to DNR.
And they give it to DNR and DNR maps them.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just send a copy of that paperwork to the health department and so they can have it too.
It probably should be.
But it's not, there's nothing that says
Can
they
we
have to do
include
that.
that in the zoning ordinances?
Might,
I mean, the zoning ordinance already require you to get the map of your septic system turned into the health department.
right,
That's a zoning law, because over in
Right.
Fountain County, they don't have zoning, and there is no,
right.
there's not, you can put your own septic system in yourself, and you know, you're not worried about it in Fountain County. But in Vermillion County, you have to have, that has to be inspected
It has
by
to be
the health
inspected.
department.
And when I built my house, I thought it was, 100 feet from a well. Well, now I think they've changed it to 50 feet.
I don't know.
So, as time goes on, that information gets lost, and that's, I don't wanna try to figure out a way that it's recorded, and it's kept, and it's maintained. So,
I kinda want my septic system as far away from my.
well, yeah, you would think, but.
I mean, common sense
City
says.
water, so.
I have buried the water.
But in Eugene, they don't have that, and that's just one example. I don't know that exists in Blackford.
I don't think, it can't be that hard to tie the people into
So I'm just
water
saying-
line to KU.
Why don't we just send a copy of that report to the health department? And
That-
the health department.
That's fine, does it belong in zoning ordinances, or does it belong in drainage board ordinances?
Well, I don't know if it'd be a drainage board ordinance, to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't think.
But I've been
I
calling
wouldn't think
about.
it'd be anything to the drainage board.
No, I don't think so either, but it was just a thought. And I haven't got anything back from the health department, see what they thought about doing that either yet.
Well, that's the other thing, they gotta agree to.
Yeah.
File it and do something with
But
it,
that, but I
otherwise,
just want to let you know that I was just floating around.
there's plenty of paperwork that just gets done for
Okay.
no purpose.
Here's the papers.
Okay, let's see. Tyler,
Yes,
your term is up, is ending this year.
okay.
We hope you will agree to do it again, but if you do, you gotta go on the website and fill out the paperwork.
I think you sent me the link for it.
Okay.
I think-
I need you to sign this for the State Board of Accounts. Takes care of that.
You throw me your pen real quick.
The other thing, that I'm working on is, the DNR has maps of abandoned mines that they've sealed and capped. But they don't have it all. And in talking to different people, there are a lot of mines from Newport north that are not, that have not been capped, and they don't know exactly where they are. All of the old timers know.
How do they know there's mines if they don't know where they're at?
Well, I've had, hey, did you know that there's a mine here? When I just talked to the people.
Huh.
There's two here in Newport.
Okay.
There's one up by your house somewhere.
Every community had their own mines.
Yeah. And so,
On my property, there was a stone, they cut all the sandstone for the old,
and that's
the
what,
old bridge.
and what brought this up
Off our
was
property.
all the abandoned mines and the CO2 well sequestering, and they wanna pump that CO2 down in there, but they don't know, there's nothing on any of those maps to say, hey, there was an old mine here. That gas could escape into here. And then down by, Sandytown, there's one creek that runs red water every spring. Well, that's gotta be coming from a mine somewhere. And that's not sealed. So we're kind of working and trying to get input from different people about where these mines are at, if they know of any that haven't been sealed, so we can get that done. That's not really a drainage board thing, but that's just something you need to know. The only other thing I got is Stephen and Mr. Brown toured Dana Ditch with me a couple months ago. And Andrew is and Stephen are gonna come up with some suggestions about, Andrew had some concerns about how well it was flowing. He didn't know whether it had filled up with sediment and different spots that might need dredged a little here, dredged a little there. And he's gonna come up with a list for us. Maybe we can take a look at that and move on that later on. The only other thing that I can think of, when we were talking about the tile at Riley'sburg. I don't have any experience. I don't know, and I have to ask Ethan this. If we establish that as a regulated drain, and we have no choice but to tile across Wilson's property, and, you know, it'd be a big pipe deep in the ground. Probably wouldn't affect farming.
Can't be that deep.
I was saying, it could be that
Outflow.
deep, cause your outlet's right there at the.
It's not gonna be outflow.
Huh?
Can't be that deep, it won't be outflow.
Well, it's gonna be deep enough that,
So we can get the other
that
side
you can
deeper.
farm across it, I guess that's my point, probably.
Depends on how many acres.
Does, on a regulated drain, does eminent domain?
That's something that,
I don't know.
I don't know, that's something.
And I don't know if
that
that's
you're-
I don't know if that's a
I don't
can of
know if you
worms we
wanna-
wanna open.
That's an ugly word.
I don't,
I
yeah,
don't think it'll come to that. I mean, I think it'll just come down to here's the choices. I mean, you can make one. I mean, we don't always like the choices we get to choose from, but sometimes
Okay.
that's just the dinner we're fed. I mean,
I
it's
understand.
just, I
I-
mean, that's the reality of drainage, man. My dad only wanted to put 6-inch outlets in everywhere because it was cheap, but the reality is that don't work everywhere. They gotta get bigger sometimes, you know?
yeah,
He likes 4 and 6 because the price is low, but sometimes you need
that's not enough.
big stuff, 20s, 40s,
Okay,
12s.
36.
that's all, I guess that's all I've got, fellas.
Okay.
I guess my only other question is, depending on what I find out, and what I can get done, are you guys real close to harvest? Do you wanna try to, if I have enough stuff to discuss before?
Ask
first
him,
of-
he thinks planting ones are cool, ask him how many.
I didn't do
ones
that
he-
this year.
First of October, do you wanna try to get a meeting in
Probably not the
September?
first, I was gonna say, not the first of October.
If I get enough of this research and this stuff done, or do you wanna wait till after harvest? Try to go November,
I would
mid-November,
say after harvest.
Yeah, that'd be preferable.
okay? Now, do you wanna meet in the evenings, or do you wanna try to meet during the daytime? Dan may not be available in the daytime.
Hoping after middle of September, I'm gonna be closer to home, I'm hoping.
So is that an option that any of you guys, I mean, some other boards do meet during the daytime,
I hope I got a Vermillion County bridge next year.
so
That'd be even great.
Yeah, but
is that something you wanna consider, or you wanna just keep it in the evening time? It's up to you, I don't, doesn't make a difference to me.
I prefer evening.
I'm fine with
Okay.
where it's
I
at.
would too.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
It's really hard for me to keep track of time in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
get
Okay.
somewhere.
After harvest. Okay,
Got corn fully in it, and I've got
Really?
beans that are, well, they're dying on the gravel. and
Yeah,
changing,
there's a
but
couple spots
I
on
mean,
that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're not.
yeah. Okay, so that's all I got. You guys give me enough work to do.
It's changing fast,
Yeah, it is.
especially if we don't get rid of this heat.
That's all I got, Prez.
All right, so we need a motion to adjourn? Or do we have some open that you guys have anything to say?
Got a couple
I was
comments.
gonna say, there were some open discussion lists down here.
Yeah, I just gotta kind of make notes as we went through, Mr. Wilson, I don't know, and I don't know the property, but I'm trying to visualize what you're dealing with. It sounds like you're not gonna get a solution without some kind of easement to do some kind of title work there. If you can avoid eminent domain, everybody knows. That's a better way to go. Hopefully,
That's a bad word.
hopefully some agreement can be reached there. I think it'd be in everybody's best interest, including his. The mines, I don't think mines go deep enough that they're gonna get into that 4,500-foot depth of the CCS injection, which I hope they don't do. That's not a good idea. It's I'm really opposed to it. But you mentioned red water outflow and the surface water. I would say that the mine locations are of public concern, and maybe not necessarily that one, definitely, talking red water flowing in open waterways, that does affect the drainage board. So, yeah, there's a vested interest there and a legitimate reason to try to collect that information. And a lot of it's, yeah, my grandfather told me, and
Yeah.
a lot of it's just word of mouth, hand me down. and I know they've not been, well documented. But, yeah, anything can be collected on that. And a lot of it's gonna be people offering information, I think, maybe a little investigative work to verify it. But,
Yeah, when I talked to the guy at DNR, he said, if you get me close, he says, I'll go out and find it if it's there. So,
So I know on the depot, so that used to be a residential area, 7,000 acres we occupied. There were houses that were taken down when they developed that during World War II. One of the things that always concerned me was people out there mushroom hunting. Are there any open wells out there?
yeah.
That were never filled in? Yeah. So it's
Probably.
cause for concern.
I would agree.
Okay,
It's, most wells when they get abandoned aren't capped.
Nope.
They're just, you leave the pump there and you just walk
on
on.
63 went 4-lane, they just run right over the well and drop the pump down in the well casing and paved right over for Dad's well.
They're supposed to fill those at Benton.
They didn't do nothing, they just run a bulldozer over it.
They didn't know it was there. Did
Yeah.
they fix it?
They just run a bulldozer
That might have
over
been
there.
before all the laws that I had to deal with.
This was in
See, when
70.
63 was being built, I was still in school,
This was
high school.
70, that'd be 73.
I just know, since the last 35 years, I've been doing construction, wells are a big deal.
Yeah.
We have to get them inspected before we put the bentonite in it, then we have to inspect them after the bentonite's put in it. And that bentonite's, I think it's almost all of it comes out of Montana.
The deep well at the depot, when it was closed, 69, along in there somewhere, I think it was cemented.
Yeah. But these are I'm looking for the old coal mines, that kind of stuff, chat mines and
I'm
all
talking
that.
about basically,
Yeah.
brick lined,
Yeah.
dug wells. Smaller drill wells are less of a concern, but still, that's conduit.
Yeah.
Into the aquifer, it needs to be sealed, so they don't get groundwater infiltration.
So that's all I got, fellas. Unless you guys got something else you think I need to be looking at or working on between now and November.
I'd say that's enough to keep you going.
Yeah.
For now.
And the only other thing is, if we get this Rouse drain pretty well down the pike, probably this winter, I'll have to have some public meetings. We're required to do that. Then we'll have to decide, which of the next regulated drains that's on the books we need to open or vacate. The big one that goes down through Dick Chris ground, it's a big tile, it's all on his property. I'm assuming it's gonna be just like that one that was across there by Carter's house. He'll just want us to vacate it, be done with it. I think that'd be, and then there's a big one down in Help Township that we have to look at, and I have not been down there to trace it out and see where it is. I can't even remember where it is. Now, it's kinda out there. If memory serves, it's out there around the water tower someplace. Them big ditches out that way.
It's a ditch on top.
South of my house, at the water tower?
The water tower, it's out there in that area somewhere.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of landowners that are still butthurt about that one.
It's
So
an
they
open
changed
ditch.
the flow of the water and all sorts of
It's
shit.
not. Well,
Yeah. So you're telling me that's gonna be another bee's nest I'm
it's,
walking into?
no,
It might not be a bee's nest, it might be just.
not necessarily, but it's,
One to be tackled.
if it's the one I'm thinking of and the one that I've been into many times, it covers a lot of territory.
That's what it looks like on the old map, but, so, got plenty to do, so I just wanna let you guys know what's coming.
That's the one that I repaired myself several years ago in your ditch at the White Farm.
That's what I was thinking.
In where your ditch surface water drain goes
It turns
across.
and like goes to the east
And
there,
we
right?
fixed it, and the county come along and wanted to re-put marker reflectors on both sides of that pipe
We busted through
and went right through it.
it.
There was 3 county guys that watched me fix it and backfill it.
And they did it right.
I come back and water was shooting up. I mean, that thing actually starts up by my house and goes down to the Geneva Road.
It's a long one. It's a
Yeah,
long one.
it is, and it covers a lot of territory and gets bigger all the time.
Oh, good.
And water was shooting like a fountain up out of it when they just held a signpost up there with a reflector on it and shoved her down with the backhoe and went right through it. And it just.
It
Could they
turns,
tell?
it turns and goes east there along the road, is that right? Or does it cut across?
Yeah, it
goes
goes
east.
east.
That guardrail folks driven through?
Yeah.
It
It
doesn't
goes,
go through the
it
waterway,
outlets
right?
on the other side of Bill Bradley's house.
That's what I thought.
In that holler there between Bill's house and Gary Cooper's. And it comes up and goes across the White Farm to the culvert where the surface drain is, and then it cuts across me, and there's a tile and a surface drain there.
Yep.
Goes across, 30 acres across the road, cuts across Greg Bussing,
Yep.
goes across Carl Wright's farm.
Yep.
Crosses the next road up and goes across Bradley's and hooks and goes back across Carl Wright's, ends up clear up on the Botner place where Jim Vick lives and goes on up from there.
It's a long time. Or, yeah, that's a
And,
long time.
I mean, I've replaced, not knowing it was regulated drain, but we've actually got the neighbors together and we've replaced several sections of that over the last 15 years.
You guys don't know, you know, you just see it vacated, you can walk away from it.
If that's it, and I'm betting it is, we wanna do some homework on that one. Or I would.
Yeah,
Right. It's that big.
Is that what named, or is that, would that be a newly established?
No, well, it's a name tile, gosh, what's the name of it?
It's not on the books.
They
It's
call
on the
it
books.
whoever owned the ground when they built it, that's what they call it.
Typically, that's what.
We've got a whole bunch of them that are on the books,
That's not what we call it.
but we're struggling to figure out where they're actually at because they've not been maintained over the years.
And the ones we couldn't find records on, we just vacated, except the one in north of Perrysville, it was all marsh, it just turned into marsh, and there's a mile of it, and there's no way we could ever reclaim that. How long can we?
I've always kinda,
We said to vacate that one.
We vacated that, yeah.
a lot of these though, I've kinda pushed back a little bit on just jumping to vacate them because they were established for a reason to
Yeah.
start with.
Right.
I mean, in my mind, that's the problem. If we don't have a paper trail for them, what can you do? But just let them go.
I mean, we
But if
vacated-
you know they're there,
Yeah.
yeah, they've been neglected, but let's do a little homework before we just agree to throw in the towel because they were established for a reason.
You mentioned something going to marsh, that's a potential consequence. If you
Yeah.
don't drain it, that's eventually what you get.
Yeah. And the Corps of Engineers says if the drain was established before they declared it a wetland, it is a regulated drain. It's not a wetland.
Hell, yeah.
Which, just like that one we were just talking about, I mean, Tyler and I have both piled right there on those places and went the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though our water could have went there, we knew it didn't have the volume for it.
No.
And so we actually carried our water.
Yeah, I think Tom Milligan took a lot away from Dana over the years too. That's all I got, gentlemen.
We need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
First and Dan. Gotcha. Thank you.
Steve, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to meet you. Been over there, what'd you say, about a year?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you do the samples, the field work and all that?
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all the fun stuff.
You're excited?
Exactly, somebody's got to.
I thought he was about ready to quit,
Oh,
retire.
at the end of the year.
At the end of this year?
Yep.
Okay. Andrew is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going out with the rest of them, yep.
Yeah. I heard.
Don's gone, all of them are leaving.
Well, I knew Don was, and I didn't realize Andrew was.
Mhm. He would have, taken an early retirement, but his birthday is like the day after Christmas, so he was like, just a little bit, so we were like, oh, yeah, that's, but he got sick.
Good, good.